What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Health and Wellness Summit. I'm your host, Courtney Miracle. I have my friend today, Jennifer, here. Her last name is Dufva, like buffet. That's how she told me to remember it. So I think that's super fun. So Jennifer, how are you?
Doing well, thank you.
Good. So tell us, who are you and what do you do?
Yep. So Jennifer Dufva, like Phoebe Buffet from Friends, but with a D for Dufva. And I am a financial advisor with Edward Jones. And really what my passion is helping people accomplish their financial goals.
Nice. I love it. I love it. So you told me your story before we got started. So will you share with the audience how you got started and what you're doing and kind of where you were before you went down this path?
Yeah, so I moved to Durango about 10 years ago, Colorado native, born and raised. Went to Fort Lewis College, got my degree in elementary education in early childhood center for about 3 years, and found at the end of the day, I just didn't have patience for my own kids. So, having a family member who's an advisor with Jones, I kind of chatted with him, kind of got the ins and outs and whether I wanted to do this. Applied on a whim, kind of not thinking that I would make it through the hiring process because it is so intense and competitive. And here I am 2.5 years later, building my book of business from scratch.
I love it. I love it. So life always has a plan for us, I believe.
Yeah.
So I know that you have all of different tools, but you wanted to chat with us today a little bit about investing and what that looks like and some of that. So why don't you share with us some of the things that you've seen as, I don't want to say problems, but as issues for people as their life goes on if they haven't really looked at investing and what they're doing with their money.
Right. A lot of times I'm coming across, folks that are nearing retirement who have not saved enough. They haven't contributed to their company's 401ks. They haven't done the proper savings with individual retirement accounts. And so I am trying to catch them early on, in their careers, whether that's 20 years old up to 50. You just want to have enough time that you can build enough wealth to make sure that you can last through retirement. And those are the, types of conversations that I like to have with people, really finding out what their goals are, what they want to accomplish. And then, my job is to figure out how to make that happen, whether that's only contributing to a company's 401k, which I think everyone should be doing if it is offered through your place of employment, because at that point, that is free money that the company is giving you. And that's a huge deal.
You always take free money.
Yeah, exactly. Granted, you can't, use that money right now, but when you go to retire at 65 or whatever age you designate, you have free money in there that has grown over the 20 plus years of accumulation. And so, yeah, I definitely say to contribute to the 401k. Additional savings, an individual retirement account is very important. There's two separate types. I don't want to go into the weeds on that, and that's something that I can go into further detail with, whoever wants to speak with me about it. But then there's other saving avenues. There's 529 college savings plans if you plan to pay for your child or grandchild's education. I also am licensed in life insurance, so making sure that you can leave a legacy for your family if something were to happen.
Yeah, I love that. And something we had talked about before we started, you said you're coming across a lot of women, and this could go both ways, I suppose, to where they don't know what's going on in their money because they've passed on to a partner. So talk to us a little bit about what we should all know about what we have for money, where it's going, and how to get to it if something was to happen to your significant other.
Right, definitely. I've come across many women who have allowed their male counterpart to take control of all the finances. So that's all the investing. And God forbid when that husband, male counterpart passes away or leaves, usually the woman is left having no idea where to begin, where to even look. So I suggest that it needs to be a partnership and you need to be involved, both people that are involved in that situation. You both need to know what assets you have, where it's sitting. You need to make sure that you have designated beneficiaries. So If one of you passes away, you are, the legal person to receive those assets to make sure that you have that money. And with a divorce, it's a little bit harder. And there's, legal standpoints on that I would partner with you and, your legal team to figure out the best way for you to get what is rightfully yours.
Yeah, I love that. I was thinking about that. So ours is the total opposite. Like I manage all of the things and like for our business, multiple businesses and for our life. And I'm like, if something happened to me, my husband would be like, I don't even know the password. I'm not even totally sure like what any of this stuff is. So that's a good reminder for all of us of make sure you know if you're the one that's doing it all or the one that's letting someone else do it, that you have access to that. So
Yeah.
so when people think about investing, so say someone isn't doing their own investing, we have a lot of entrepreneurs watching this and they're like, well, I'd love to have a company 401k, but they don't think they're making enough money or they don't feel like they can invest right now. Talk to us about some avenues if you don't have a ton of money yet to invest or you don't even know where to get started. What would you recommend for them?
As I'm building my own book of business, I'm not setting asset limits on my potential clients. So I am literally helping anyone who needs the assistance. I have 20-year-olds who are just starting out saving for an emergency savings. They're putting $25 in a month, and I'm helping anyone up to retirement age. I think my oldest client is 82. So,
Nice.
I'm here to be a resource in any aspect that they need. If they don't necessarily want to work with a personal financial advisor, there are definitely other companies that you can do it yourself. But that's going to take a lot of research on their own part. And if they just don't have, the time, energy, or wherewithal to do all of that, then I would definitely suggest finding a financial advisor to help you with
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I think it's good to remind people too, like you don't have to have millions of dollars to invest, right? You can start with as little as 25 and just start setting up habits and accounts and moving towards that versus being like, I have to do all of these things, right? Because I know you offer a bunch of different stuff, right? Of being like, I have to be able to do all of the things before I get help, or I don't know anything. I'm afraid to talk to someone. So if someone just has questions, what does it look like to start with you? Like, do you offer free consultations or you just get to know them? What does that look like?
Yeah, every consultation that I have is free. That is no charge to the client or prospect. It's you're only charged when we start doing business together, and we have different account types that we offer, whether that's commission based or fee based. It's all up to the client what they decide to do at that point. But if you just have questions and you need to know something, I am a free resource in that aspect.
Nice, nice. I love it. Perfect. So if someone wanted to get in contact with you, how would they reach out to you?
Yeah, best way would be phone number, and that is 970-884-7774. And then the other option is my email, which is jennifer.dufay, which is D as in David, U, F as in Frank, V as in Victor, A at edwardjones.com.
Okay, awesome. And are you on social media, Facebook, Instagram, any of those places?
I am on Facebook. I'm trying to think of what the handle is for that. It's
They can
Edward
search you.
Jones. Yeah,
She's in
Edward
this
Jones
group.
Finance. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then LinkedIn as well. So
Okay.
I
Okay.
don't have Instagram for that.
Okay. Perfect. Well, awesome. Well, thank you for being here. You guys, if you need some financial advice, you're ready to do some investing or figure out what the best plan is for you, reach out to Jennifer. Jennifer, thank you for being here. And we'll talk to you guys tomorrow.
Thanks, Courtney. I appreciate it.
Of course.